Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's super important for anyone lifting weights, whether you're a total beginner or you've been at it for years. We're talking about how you actually get stronger and build muscle. You might think it's all about just making your muscles bigger, right? Well, that's only half the story. The other half is all about your brain and your nervous system. We're going to break down the two key processes: neural adaptation and muscle hypertrophy. Understanding the difference between these two is the secret to unlocking consistent, long-term progress in your fitness journey. It'll explain why you get strong so fast at the beginning, why you eventually hit plateaus, and what you need to do to keep making gains for years to come. So, if you're ready to get smarter about your training, stick around. Let's start with what happens the moment you first pick up a weight. You might be wobbly, a little uncoordinated, and the weight feels incredibly heavy, but after just a few sessions, you'll notice a significant jump in your strength. You can lift more weight, and the movements feel smoother. You might look in the mirror and not see much of a difference in muscle size. So what's going on? This initial, rapid strength gain is almost entirely due to something called neural adaptation. Think of it like your brain learning a new skill. Your muscles are the hardware, but your nervous system is the software that runs them. When you perform a new exercise, your brain has to figure out how to efficiently tell your muscles what to do. This involves a few key things. First, your brain gets better at recruiting more muscle fibers. Imagine your muscle is a big company with lots of employees. In the beginning, your brain, the CEO, only knows how to call on a few employees to get the job done. But as it learns, it figures out how to get everyone on board, all at once. This is called improved motor unit recruitment. More fibers working together means more force, and that means more strength. Second, your nervous system improves the firing rate and synchronization of these motor units. Not only are more fibers being called to action, but they're being told to contract faster and in perfect unison. It's like turning a disorganized crowd into a perfectly synchronized marching band. The result is a much more powerful and efficient muscular contraction. Another huge part of neural adaptation is improved intermuscular coordination. This is how well your different muscle groups work together. Take a squat, for example. It's not just your quads working. Your glutes, hamstrings, and core all have to fire at the right time and with the right amount of force to perform the movement correctly and safely. In the beginning, this coordination is sloppy. Some muscles might fire too late, or not enough. Your brain, through practice, fine-tunes this complex sequence. It learns to activate the primary muscles, the synergists that help the movement, and the stabilizers that keep you from falling over, all in perfect harmony. This is why your form gets better and the exercise feels less awkward over time. All these neural changes happen relatively quickly, which is why beginners see such fast strength gains in the first few weeks or months. You're essentially upgrading the software that controls your muscles, making them far more effective without necessarily making them bigger. This is strength without size. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the one we all know and love: muscle hypertrophy. This is the actual increase in the size of your muscle fibers. After those initial neural gains, your body realizes that the current hardware isn't quite up to the task of handling the increasing demands you're placing on it. Your nervous system has become super efficient, but now the muscles themselves need to get bigger and stronger to continue progressing. Hypertrophy is a much slower process than neural adaptation. It's your body's physical response to the stress and damage caused by resistance training. When you lift heavy weights, you create tiny microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. This sounds bad, but it's actually the trigger for growth. In response to this muscle damage, your body initiates a repair process. It doesn't just patch up the fibers, it rebuilds them to be bigger and stronger than before, to better handle that same stress in the future. This is your body's amazing ability to adapt and overcompensate. This process involves satellite cells, which are like stem cells for your muscles. They fuse to the damaged muscle fibers, donating their nuclei and contributing to the growth of the muscle cell. This whole cycle of damage, repair, and growth is what we call muscle hypertrophy. It's a biological process that requires a lot of resources, like protein and energy, which is why your nutrition and rest are so incredibly important for building muscle. You can't just train hard, you have to recover hard, too. So, to put it all together, let's look at the timeline of a lifter. In the first 1 to 3 months, your progress is dominated by neural adaptation. You're getting stronger week by week because your brain is learning how to use the muscle you already have more effectively. Your coordination improves, your movements become more efficient, and you can recruit more muscle fibers. This is the newbie gains, phase 4, strength. After this initial period, your neural adaptations start to slow down. Your brain has become pretty good at its job. Now, for you to continue getting stronger, muscle hypertrophy has to become the primary driver of your progress. This is where the grind really begins. Gains in strength will be slower and more closely tied to gains in actual muscle size. You'll have to focus on principles like progressive overload, gradually increasing the weight, reps, or sets to continually signal to your body that it needs to build more muscle. Why is understanding this so important? First, it helps you set realistic expectations. If you're a beginner, enjoy that rapid strength explosion. Don't be discouraged when it inevitably slows down. That's a normal and expected part of the process. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It just means it's time to shift your focus. Second, it informs your training. For beginners, focusing on technique and consistency is key. You're building the neural foundation. Your goal is to master the movements. As you become more advanced, you need to be more strategic about inducing hypertrophy. This means paying close attention to your training volume, intensity, and frequency, as well as dialing in your nutrition and recovery. You have to create the right stimulus for growth. For example, if you're hitting a plateau, you might not need a completely new exercise. Maybe you need to increase the weight, add an extra set, or focus on a slower, more controlled movement to increase time under tension and create more of that muscle-building stimulus. So, let's recap the key differences. Neural adaptation is your nervous system getting better at activating your muscles. It's fast, happens first, and is the main reason for initial strength gains. Think of it as a software update. Muscle hypertrophy is the actual increase in muscle size. It's a slower, physiological process of building new tissue in response to training stress. Think of it as a hardware upgrade. Both are absolutely essential for long-term progress. You can't have one without the other if you want to reach your full potential. You first learn to use what you have, and then you build more of what you need. This beautiful interplay between your brain and your muscles is what makes strength training such a fascinating and rewarding journey. It's not just about mindlessly lifting things, it's about your entire body learning, adapting, and growing stronger together. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this clears up the difference between neural adaptation and hypertrophy, and gives you a new perspective on your own training. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our future videos. Let me know in the comments if you've ever noticed that initial strength spike when you started training. It's a pretty cool feeling, isn't it? Keep training smart, and I'll see you in the next one.